you will find two vertical poles on either side of the width of the road. Are they both equal in length or height? A 30-meter long ladder is placed between the two poles. All right. So these two vertical poles which they have mentioned, they are not having the same height. Am I right, children? After reading the question, what did you feel? Because see, towards the later part of the question, when the ladder rests against one pole, it makes an angle of this. When it is turned to rest against the other pole, it makes an angle of this with the road. Calculate the width of the road. All right. So nowhere in this entire question they have mentioned that the two vertical poles are equal in length, isn't it? Okay. So I will draw the first pole over here, say for example CA, and the second one is DB. Okay. The first one is CA and the second one is DB. These are the two vertical poles. Now a 30-meter long ladder is placed between the two poles. All right. So how can you show that in the form of a diagram? A 30-meter long ladder is placed between the two poles. When the ladder rests against one pole, it makes an angle of 32 degree and 24 minutes with the pole. And when it is turned to rest against another pole, it makes an angle 32 degree and 24 minutes with the road. Calculate the width of the road. All right. It seems to be a little confusing, children. But once you draw the figure, no, your confusions will be removed. Children, see this? When a 30-meter long ladder is placed between the two poles, children, did they mention that the ladder is placed exactly in the middle of the two poles? No, somewhere in between, isn't it? Somewhere in between the ladder is placed. So let me take that point where the ladder is placed over here. Okay, just for a clear understanding, I'm taking the point where the ladder is kept as point E. Okay, kept as point E. Now, two different scenarios has to be satisfied here. I repeat, two different scenarios. The first scenario is the ladder whose length is 30 meters has to be placed to the first vertical pole. So imagine children, this is the first scenario where the ladder CE is placed against the first vertical wall. So when it is placed against the first vertical wall, how much is the angle made with the pole? The angle made with the pole is 32 degrees and 24 minutes. Can I name this particular angle as 32 degree and 24 minutes? Huh? Children, imagine this is the vertical pole, the first one, CA. And somewhere over here is the point where the ladder is placed. Now, what is scenario number one? You have to place the ladder so that it lies or it rests on the first vertical pole. So this was the ladder. Okay, here is the ladder which is resting on this first vertical pole. So where it is resting at point C, right? When it is resting at point C, what is the angle formed by the ladder with the vertical pole? It is 32 degree and 24 minutes. Read this last part of the sentence, children. When it rests against one pole, it makes an angle of this much with the pole. Okay, with the pole. That means if this is the pole, this is the ladder, this angle formed is what? 32 degree and 24 minutes. First part is clear? All right, let's learn the second part. When the same ladder is turned towards the other pole, it makes an angle of same angle, 32 degree and 24 minutes with the road. Earlier it was with the pole and this time it is with the road. Now what is the difference? Children, if the same ladder, so I will use the same green color, okay? The ladder which was CD in the first scenario, this time it becomes, sorry, the ladder which was EC in the first scenario, in the second scenario it becomes ED. The same ladder, children, okay? EC and ED is the same ladder. First time I tilt it towards the first pole, second time I am tilting it towards the second pole. Now, in this scenario, what is the angle formed between the ladder and the road? Where is the road, children? Road is over here, right? Yeah. How much is the angle? 32 degree and 24 minutes. Now is it clear? Huh? Is this part clear, children? Why this angle was 32-24 in the first attempt and why this angle is 32-24 in the second attempt? Because in the first one, it was the angle between the ladder and the pole. In the second scenario, it is the angle between the ladder and the road. Okay. Children, any doubt? Online students, can you please ask your doubts if you have any? No doubt? Keep the cameras on, children, everyone. Caitlin, Maria, Hussein. Understood? This side, everyone, clear? Now, what they are asking us to find? They are asking us to find the width of the road. Here, what is the width, children? The width of the road. I think it is AB. AB happens to be the width of the road. So, children, if you have to find the value of, AB, I think that would be equal to the sum of AE and EB. Do you all agree with this? It would be the sum of AE and EB. Huh? AE is the side of the first right angle triangle. EB is the side of the second right angle triangle. By using any one of the trigonometric ratios, you can individually find AE and EB, then take the sum of both, and that would be your answer. Okay, let's do it together. So children, this angle is 90. This angle is 90. Thankfully, they have given you the length of the ladder. How much it was? 30 meters, right? So EC is 30. Here ED is also what? 30 meters. Right? ED is also 30 meters. Now it's easy, children. But wait, I will help you with this. Let us draw the first right angle triangle. Now you people listen to what I teach and along with me, write also. They had given you this angle as how much? 32 degrees and 24 minutes. All right. Then this is how much? 30 meters. Children, if we use this right angle triangle, is there a way to find what is AE? We can find, no? Which function? With reference to, Anuki, answer this question. With reference to this angle C, what is AE? With reference to angle C, what is AE? I won't ask you any other question. Directly tell me which function? Children, with reference to angle C, what is AE? Is the opposite side, isn't it? What is CE? Is the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle. When opposite side and hypotenuse is involved, which function? Sine function, isn't it? So sine with reference to that angle, 32 degrees and 24 minutes will give you opposite upon hypotenuse. That is AE upon CE. Make sense? All right. Now, children, please be careful. If this method leads you to division of two numbers, I would rather say stop doing. You remember, children, in the last session which we did on Wednesday, I had told you this. The moment you see that you are going to face division of two numbers, and in this heights and distances chapter, it will always be the division of a 2 or 3 digit number with a 4 decimal digit number. Because you take the values of sine, cos, or tan for any non-standard angle is going to be a 4 decimal digit number, isn't it? So dividing a 2 or 3 digit number with a 4 decimal digit number takes a lot of time to solve, and you end up doing mistakes also. So here I think you have got a hint. You may have to divide, isn't it? Why? Because see, anyways you will find the value of sine 32 and 24, which is equal to AE is what? 30. What you A is what you have to find? C is 30. All right. So I think children, this method is correct. You will face multiplication of two numbers, isn't it? So this is perfect method, children. Blindly you can proceed. Let's start. Now, children, sine 32 degrees and 24 minutes. Do you all know how to find it? Huh? Just a minute. The value of CE is equal to 30. So let's put that value here, 30 meters. So this implies the value of AE is equal to the product of 30 and 0.5358. Do it fast. 16.07. 074. If it is easier, go for that. This will also give you the same answer. Nothing to worry. Okay, 16.074. Those who have already done this, just complete it. 16.074 is the answer, everyone. Okay, now children, whenever it is meters, after the decimal point, how many decimal places you should put? 2, isn't it? 1 meter is equal to how many centimeters? 100 centimeters. So after the decimal point, you should always place 2 decimal points. So 16.0744 is less than 5. So you can just leave it as 16.07 meters. Okay. Go slow, children. Let's not be in a hurry. I'm going to arrange a lot of extra classes. So each and every sum we will do properly. Each and every point we will learn and go further. Okay, let's use the second triangle. Purva, you got it? Priya, what about you?
Sir.
Priya, did you solve it? (32 degrees and 24 minutes). This is how the diagram is. And this is how much? 30 meters. All right. Yatasha, which function? Sit and answer. Which function you will use? You have to get the value of EB. Cos function. What is the reason behind that? Hypotenuse. Adjacent and hypotenuse, which function? Cos function, isn't it? Yeah. So let's start. Cos with reference to 32 degrees and 24 minutes will give you adjacent EB upon hypotenuse ED. Children, will there be any division here? No? No. Very good. So cos 32 degree and 24 minutes. What is the value? Afnan, are you there in the class? Okay. How much is the value? Cos 32 degree 24. Huh? 0.8443. How many of you got the same answer? 0.8443. All right, very good. Very good, children. So which is equal to EB. EB is what? Oh, that is what we have to find. ED is how much? 30. So EB will be the product of 30 and 0.8443. Now, children, please multiply these two numbers. How much? 25.32. 3 to 9. Please be careful, children. If you have a third decimal digit which is more than 5, I mean greater than or equal to 5, you shouldn't be ignoring it. Okay, you shouldn't be ignoring it. So 25.329. You have to round this off to 2 decimal digits, right? So how much you get? 25.33 meters. All right. So you got the value of AE and EB. Now we will get the value of AB. AB will be the sum of 16.07 and 25.33. The sum of these two is equal to how much? 41. 41.40 meters. 2 decimal places, okay? Don't leave it as 41.4. Write it as 41.40. 2 decimal places you have to show. Sachin, Sachin, I will teach you that. Because when you take the the 4-digit number, you should always put a decimal point first and then start writing all the 4 digits. Okay, I told I have to arrange a few documents to teach you this non-standard angles. Today afternoon only I came down, so I wasn't in a position to arrange the documents. Okay, I have to scan it and then I have to show you to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in the next session it will be there. Are we done, children? Let's do the next sum. Where is Alvin? All right. 2 climbers are at points A and B on a vertical cliff. To an observer C, 40 meters from the foot of the cliff on the level ground. A is at an elevation of 48 and B at an elevation of 57. What is the distance between the climbers? I would request you to read the question once again and try to draw the rough figure, and then I'll start teaching you. Everyone, I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes time. Read this question, try to draw the figure. I'll come to your place. After I draw the figure, I'll come to your place to check. Don't do any corrections. Yeah. There are 2 climbers, children. There are 2 climbers who are at point A and point B on a vertical cliff. So from this part, what did you understand? How many cliffs are there? Only one cliff is there. Right, only one cliff is there. On that same cliff, there are 2 climbers. Isn't that possible? One person is somewhere at point A, the other person is somewhere at point B, isn't it? Now, 2 people can climb together also, isn't it? If they both are parallel to each other, one person is at this point, one person is at this point of the cliff. That is also possible. We are just assuming that the cliff is vertical in shape like this, okay? The cliff is vertical in shape where the first climber is at this point A and the second climber is at this point B. Now, let's read the question once again. To an observer C. Now, children, where is the observer standing? Where is the observer standing? It's a natural question that you should ask yourself. 40 meters from the foot of the cliff. Where is the foot of the cliff, children? Somewhere over here, isn't it? Let me take the foot of the cliff as point D. Okay, let me take the foot of the cliff as point D. From this foot of the cliff, there is an observer C who is standing at a distance of 40 meters. See, I'm reading the question and I'm drawing the figure also, right? I needed the foot of the cliff. I plotted point D. From that point D, there is an observer who is standing at a distance of 40 meters. So there I plotted point C. Work done. Now, let's read the remaining part. On the level ground means the observer is standing on the ground. That's all. Okay. A is at an elevation of 48 degrees. Yeah, children, there was somebody who is observing the first and the second climber, isn't it? The first climber is standing at point A. So when this man is looking at point A or climber A, the angle of elevation is how much? It is 40 degrees, 48 degrees, 48 degrees. So I will label this angle as 48. Did you all follow it, children? I hope you all remember the line of horizontal, the line of sight, the angle formed between the line of sight and line of horizontal is what? The angle of elevation. So for climber A, the angle of elevation is 48 degrees. Now, children, when this observer C is looking at point B, what is the angle of elevation? It is 57 degrees. All right, so I will label it here. This whole angle, the one which I am highlighting in blue color, that is equal to how much? 57 degrees. So what they are asking us to find, what is the distance between the climbers? Where is the first climber? Point A. Where is the second climber? Point B. Now they are asking us to find, what is the distance between both. So children, don't you feel we have to get the value of BA? Don't you agree with that? We have to get the value of BA, isn't it? This is the value which we need to find. Very simple, children. You know this angle is what? 90 degrees because it is a vertical cliff. Can you very clearly see two right angle triangles? One is a small right angle triangle ACD. The other one is the big right angle triangle BCD. So let us draw both the triangles here separately. A, D, C. This angle is how much? 90 degrees. This angle is how much? As you labeled, 48 degrees. Then, BC is equal to how much? 40 meters. Shall we find what is the value of AD? Children, shall we find the value of AD first? How will you find it? Value of AD. Freddy, answer. How will you find the value of AD? Which function? Yeah, Anuki, what he said is right. Repeat it. Tan 48 is equal to what? Opposite upon adjacent or perpendicular upon base. Nabil, is it clear? So AD divided by what? DC. Can you please look into the table and tell me how much is tan 48? 1.1106, which is equal to how much is AD? AD is what we had to find. DC is 40. Thank God there is no problem of division of two numbers, so we can directly multiply both of them. So AD will be equal to 40 multiplied by 1.1106. How much? 44.442. Can you please tell me the 4 decimal digits? 4240. This is what you got? Okay. Now you know the unit is meters. So after the decimal point, how many places has to be there? 2 places has to be there. So 44.42. Because you can ignore this number 4. If it was 5, you would have ignored it but added 1 to the next digit, isn't it? Here you don't have to do so. 44.42 meters. All right. Now let's use the second big triangle. The second big triangle. Which is BDC, where angle D is 90. How much is the whole angle C? 57 degrees, very good. And CD is what? 40 meters, okay. Again, can we find what is BD? Tan function, all right. So tan with reference to angle of elevation 57 is equal to opposite BD upon adjacent CD. How much is tan 57? 1.5399, very good, which is equal to BD, we don't know, CD we know, 40 meters, right? So this implies BD is equal to 40 multiplied by 1.5399. How much it is? 61 point? Very good. 61.5960 meters. Now, children, you are forced to round it off to 2 decimal digits, isn't it? So this 6 is not considered, but it will add 1 to the left-hand side digit. So 1 plus 9 is what? 10, isn't it? So 59 plus 1 is how much, children? 60. So 61.60 meters. Please don't write 61.6. It is 61.60 meters. That is the actual way of representing it. So now we have to find what is the difference between the two climbers, isn't it? So children, I'll draw that diagram for you. This is your point B, this is your point A, and this is your point D. If you are asked to find what is the value of AB, don't you feel, children, AB will be equal to the whole of BD minus AD? Does that make sense? The whole of BD minus AD. Children, similar sum we had done in the previous, in one of the sums in the previous session, isn't it? Yeah. So how much it is? BD is 61.60 and how much is AD? 44.42. What is the difference between these two? 17.18, no. 60 minus 42 is how much? Oh, just a minute. Did we do it very early?
Yes, sir.
61.5960, and here it was 44.42, right? Okay, I'll tell you how they got that. 61.5960. Just write it as 5960, and how much it was? 44.42, right? So was it 4240? 4240. Let's do this. 0, 6 minus 4 is 2, 9 minus 2 is 7, and here it is 1. Then 61 minus 44 is how much? 17. So 17.1722. Yeah, so 17.17 meters. Yeah. Children, I think we did the conversions early, isn't it? 61.5960, we did the conversions early. Yeah, in the previous class, I told you, don't do the conversions till the last step, right? Yeah, by mistake, we did the conversion in the second last step. Don't do that, children. Okay, let's correct our mistake. This happened by mistake, okay? 61.5960. Yeah, just leave it as it is. Only in the last step, you will round off the decimal digits. 44.4240 meters. All right. In the last step, you subtract both the values as I did here. Okay, over here. Subtract both the decimal numbers, and in the end, only for the final answer, you will do the rounding off. We did it exactly the same way in the previous session, just that here we, by mistake, rounded it off a little early. Okay, do it at the end, the last step. Okay, don't do this. We'll move on to the next one. Online students, did you all follow it? Yeah. Next question. Read it, children. Everyone. Try drawing the figure. I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes time. The council has very specifically mentioned in the circular, the rounding of the decimal numbers should be done only in the last step. If you go to see, there is no mistake in the method. Whatever you did is absolutely right. Okay, but there are certain rules and regulations which you have to follow being a student, isn't it? See, it does not make much difference also, 17.18 meter or 17.17 meter. What difference it makes? 0.01 meter, isn't it? That is 1 centimeter difference, right? So it's not a huge difference. Just because the council has set a rule like that, we have to follow it. Okay, so just keep one thing in mind when you're solving heights and distances sums. If you are dealing with decimal numbers, only in the last step you will do the final round off. Okay, don't do any round off in the second last step. minor differences will come. Then the class will be till 7:30. Sachin, any doubts, Sachin?
No, sir.
No. Online students, Purva, you guys have any doubt? Understanding the figures? Nothing? Okay. Joel, Alvina, Sachin, Ron, keep the cameras on, children. Harini, Gopika, Caitlin, Monish, Anika, Riya, Aditya, Gautam. Keep the cameras on, no children. Is it so difficult to press a button? Hussein, keep the camera on. Hussein, can you hear me? Keep the camera on.
Yes, sir.
Children, now let's first of all understand the word problem. And I think you know the place where you got stuck is you couldn't figure out where was the angle of depression. Those who are not able to draw the figure, for them this was the major mental block. Angle of elevation you could draw very easily, isn't it? But angle of depression you couldn't figure out where and how to draw it. So children, for those students, I will first of all draw the wrong figure. I'll first of all draw the wrong figure, and then I'll make you understand why it was wrong. And then I'll get back to the right one. Okay, imagine children, CD is the flagpole. Online students, stop doing your work and listen to me, okay? Imagine CD is the flagpole. There is a person who is standing at a point, say for example, A. Now, what is the distance of that person from the foot of the flagpole? It was given to you. How much? 9 meters. So this distance is what? 9 meters. Now, when this person is looking at the top of the flagpole, the angle of elevation happens to be 28 degrees, isn't it? He observes that the angle of elevation of the top of the pole. So what you will do from this point A, you will draw the line of sight and measure this angle as 28 degrees. Now comes the major problem. When you read that the angle of depression of the bottom of the pole is 13 degrees, gone children. Because how will you draw the angle of depression from this point A to the bottom of the flagpole, which is at point D, isn't it? Because they both are standing on the ground level. A is standing on the ground level, D is standing on the ground. A is plotted on the ground level, D is plotted on the ground level. And since they both are opposite to each other, you cannot show that angle of depression in this particular figure, isn't it? So this was the place where you got a block, isn't it? So this is the wrong figure. So then what is the right figure, children? You have to show both angle of elevation as well as depression in the very same figure. How to do this? Now look, everyone. Children, imagine CD is the flagpole. Okay? Imagine CD is the flagpole. Now, from the eye of the observer, you should be drawing the line of sight which touches the top of the flagpole. And from the very same eye of the observer, you should be drawing the line of sight which should be touching the bottom of the flagpole, isn't it? Both towards the top and towards the bottom it should go. So children, it's just a matter of common sense. You draw the full height of the person. Your problem will be solved. Draw the full height of the person where B is the foot of the person and A is the eye of the person. So now from this point A, can't I draw angle of elevation towards point C? Yes, I can draw the line of sight to point C. And from this point A, if I draw an imaginary horizontal, children, from this point A, I repeat, if I draw an imaginary horizontal to point E, Can't I say this angle is equal to how much? How much? 28 degrees. Done, children. Angle of elevation is done. Are we going according to the rules and regulations of heights and distances? Yes. Because I always tell you, angle of elevation or angle of depression, it has to be in between the line of sight as well as the horizontal. Have I followed the properties here? Have I followed it? What is AC? AC is the line of sight. What is AE? AE is the imaginary horizontal. Right? Now, the same observer is looking at the bottom of the same observer is looking at the bottom of the flagpole. Where is the bottom of the flagpole? Point D. So children, if I have to show the angle of depression in this case, won't it be AD? Won't it be AD? Yes, it is AD. And if I have to show the angle of depression, what it will be? The angle formed between the imaginary horizontal AE and the line of sight AD. Age, is it clear? That side at the Sham Nabil, this side. And how much it was? 18 degrees. All right. The sum is not yet over, children. Please listen to me. Have patience to learn first and then try to do on your own. Show me that patience first. Is 30 degrees? All right. This is 13 degrees, no? Who said 18? Now, at what distance this man was standing? 9 meters, isn't it? This man was standing at a distance of 9 meters from the flagpole. So can't I say BD is equal to 9 meters? I can say BD is equal to 9 meters. If BD is equal to 9 meters, then AE will be equal to how much? AE will also be equal to 9 meters. Again, the same old concept. ABD is a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. Don't waste your time. Just do it. All right. So children, how many right angle triangles we are getting here? 2 right angle triangles. The first one is this triangle AEC. Okay, triangle AEC, where this angle is 28 degree, AE is equal to 9 meters. Which is the next right angle triangle? Triangle AED. Triangle AED, where this angle is equal to 90, AE is equal to 9 meters, and how much is this angle? 13 degrees. I hope this part is clear. Now, what was the final question to be solved? Find the height of the flagpole, isn't it? Calculate the height of the pole. All right. Height of the pole will be what, children? The sum of CE as well as ED. Sum of CE as well as ED. Children, use both the triangles and get me the answer within 3 minutes. Online students, solve it, send me the answer. 6.86. All right, I'll come to your place to check. Online students, send me the answer in the chat box. Yeah, so what they're saying in this, in the given figure, thankfully they have given you the figure. 80% tension is over. It is given that AB is perpendicular to BD, right? The figure is given to you, children, where AB is perpendicular to BD, like this. AB is perpendicular to BD. Indirectly, they are telling you this angle is how much? 90 degrees. Okay. Then AB is of length how much? X meters. Yeah, so that is why I have labeled here AB is equal to what? X meters. Now DC is equal to how much? 30 meters. All right, see, DC is how much? 30 meters. Angle ADB is equal to 30 degrees, this particular angle, and angle ACB is equal to 45 degrees. Both these angles are given to you, ready-made. Now they are asking us to find the values of X. Value of X. Very simple, children. You just divide the given figure into 2 separate figures. Apply any one of the trigonometric functions and then find the value of X. I'll be helping you out. So listen to me and simultaneously do it in your book also. So I'll first draw the big right angle triangle, which is A, B, D. Nabil, are you with me? Huh? The first right angle triangle ABD, where angle B is equal to what? 90, and angle D is equal to how much? 30 degrees. Any value given to you, DC was given to you as 30 meters. Children, can't I say the whole of DB? The whole of DB, this one, huh? The whole of DB would be 30 plus BC. If you all say, I can write this. Huh? The whole of DB was DC plus CB. DC's value was given to me 30 meters. So I will substitute that value. So DB will become what? 30 plus BC. So here I will write DB as 30 plus BC. Okay. Then let's draw the second right angle triangle, which is smaller in size. The second right angle triangle, which is ABC, where angle B is equal to how much? 90 degree. And how much is C? C is 45 degrees. Do we know the sides of this triangle ABC? No, right? We don't have any idea. The only idea we have is regarding AB, which is given to us x meters. Label it. Okay. Now, children, with reference to the first triangle ABD, which function you want to use? Tan function. Why? Because with reference to this 30 degrees, AB is what we have to find, which is opposite, and DB is given to you 30 plus BC. So as opposite and adjacent, you can use tan function. See, is it clear? So tan with reference to 30 is equal to opposite AB, which is x, and adjacent DB, which is 30 plus BC. How much is tan 30? 1 by root 3 is equal to x upon 30 plus BC. All right, let's cross multiply both the sides. Children, do you all agree with this? Cross multiplication. So 30 plus BC into 1 will give me what? 30 plus BC, which is equal to x into root 3 will give me what? Root 3x or x root 3, both are equal. No? Yeah. Otherwise, we'll do one thing, children. Shall I express BC in terms of x, like this root 3x minus 30? You have any problem with this? 30 plus BC is what? Root 3x. So BC will be what? Root 3x minus 30. How will you take BC as x when they have already told you AB is x? Read the question again. That is also possible. Anyways, I'm going to do the substitution. No, you're going to get the same answer. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. Second triangle, children. Which function? Same tan function. Because the angle is 45, opposite side and adjacent side. They both are in discussion here, isn't it? So tan with reference to 45 degrees is equal to opposite x divided by adjacent BC. Tan 45 is what? 1. So 1 is equal to x upon BC. Otherwise, if I cross multiply BC towards the left hand side, I'll be getting BC is equal to x. This is the second result. You had to find what? The value of x. Isn't it? You had to find the value of x. So let's do one thing. Let's substitute BC is equal to x in equation number 1. Children, this was equation number 1. I forgot to label it. Please do it from your side. Equation number 1 and equation number 2. You please label it in the board paper also, because the examiner has to give you marks for these two equations. Each and every equation carries 1 mark. Okay? Each and every equation. So if you label it as equation number 1 and 2, your examiner will find it very easy to give you marks. Otherwise, he will waste his time searching for your equations. Now, don't irritate your examiners when they are checking your papers. Okay, at times, and especially when your paper goes to the northern side of India, there the people don't have so much of patience. Okay, if they get irritated, they can show their attitude towards us. Okay, so let's not fall prey to it. All right, so substitute BC is equal to X in equation number 1. So BC is X. X is equal to root 3x minus 30. Children, what I did here, I just replaced this BC on the left hand side with what? X. Donna, is it clear? All right. Now, what to do next? I'll bring this minus 30 to the left and x towards the right hand side. So minus 30 goes towards the left, it becomes positive 30. Root 3x minus x. Therefore, 30 is equal to what will come inside the bracket, Anuki? Root 3 minus. If I take x as a common factor,
What?
what will come inside? X into 1. So, root 3 minus 1. Root 3 minus 1. Now, children, you had to get the value of x. So it becomes 30 divided by root 3 minus 1. I hope you all know how I did this. Children, cross multiplication. Root 3 minus 1 is getting cross multiplied from the right side to the left hand side. So it goes to the denominator. Children, don't leave your answer like this. Because, you know, they will always ask you to round it off to at least 2 decimal places. All right. So you all should remember the rationalization method, which we have learned in class 9, first chapter. Okay. So, Donna, what is the rationalizing factor of root 3 minus 1? Root 3 plus 1. All right. So let's multiply the numerator and denominator with the rationalizing factor. Pavish, what will happen next? 30 into root. Very good. Why? Because a minus b into a plus b, isn't it? Loka, a minus b into a plus b. Do this. A minus b into a plus b. Online students, do this sum. Send me the answer in the chat box. Make it fast. Root 3 minus 1 into root 3 plus 1. What is the next step? What is the next step? How? Is what? Is silence. A square. A square minus b. A square minus b. Next. A square minus b square applied. What is root 3 minus what is root 3 plus 1? Root 3 square. And what is root 3? Root 3 into root 3. Everyone got it? What is the answer? Online students, are we done? Root 3 minus Joshua. Root 3 minus 1 into root 3 plus 1 is what? How much it is? 3 minus 1. Online students, did you all do it? Done? Okay. Hussein,
Yes.
Gautam, Albina, Joel. Keep the cameras on, no children. As it is, you people don't come for offline. And your cameras are also off. So disgusting it is. I'll not ask you any questions also. You do whatever you want. Seriously. I've provided with every other facility here. But you don't want to utilize it. Stay at home. Do whatever you feel like. When the results come, don't come running to me. 15 into root 3 plus 1 is what you got. Donna, what is root 3 plus 1? 2.732. Why? What is the reason? Very good. Root 3 is 1.732. So 15 into 2.732. See how much you got the final answer. $55 point. Why is here? Do it again. Sachin, how much you got? Purva, you all please send me the answer. So it's already done. 40.98. I think almost everyone has got 40.98. If you do 15 into 2.732, oh yeah, perfect, 40.98. See, 40.98 meters. All right. I have a question after this, and the answer will be given by Sandra. 40.98. If I ask you to round this off to the nearest whole number, what is the answer, Sandra? 40.98 round off to the nearest whole number. 41 meters. You all agree with that? Suppose, children, you know, towards the end of the question, they ask you, round off the final answer corrected to the nearest decimal, nearest whole number. What you will write? 41 meters. Isn't it? 40.98. Huh? 9 is what? Greater than or equal to 5. So that will round up to the next integer or the next whole number, which is 41 meters. Okay. Next question. Find the height of a tree when it is found that on walking away from it 20 meters in a horizontal line through its base, the elevation of its top changes from 60 degrees to 30 degrees. I'll give you 2 minutes time to draw the figure. I'm coming to your place. 2 minutes time to draw the figure. Start reducing the time taken. Okay, Anika, very good. Priya and Purva, very good. I have asked you to draw the figure, right? Did I ask you to discuss and draw? No. What he did? After reaching point B, this man again looked at the top of the tree. So as you know, when you move away from the object, I'll just keep it over here. As you move away from the object, the angle of elevation or the angle of depression decreases. Okay, that is why initially, which was 60 degrees, it got reduced to 30 degrees. All right. Imagine Milan plans to reduce his weight. Right now, Milan's weight is 60 kgs. Okay. Milan to reduce his weight. He went to the gym, did workout for 6 months, and he reduced his weight to 40 kg. All right. So right now, how much is Milan's weight? 40 kg. Children, from 60 to 40 kg. That means initially it is 60 kg. Now he has come down to 40 kgs. All right. Now you must be thinking, why did I ask you or why did I give you such a silly explanation? I have a question connected to this. If you don't answer me, I'm going to give you. All right. The question is, then if I say Milan's weight is 60 kg and he reduced his weight by 15 kgs. Can you tell me what would be his present weight? Nabil will answer. 45. How you got the answer? 60 minus 15, isn't it? Children, there is a slight difference in the phrase from 60 to 40 kg and being 60 kg, which is reduced by 15 kgs. That means from that 60 kg body fat which he was having, he has reduced 15 kgs out of it. So what would be his present weight? 60 minus the weight which he reduced. 60 minus 15, which is equal to 45. Understand, children? Okay, still you people are very good in the language. You people are very good with language since you have been learning language from your primary years, isn't it? But still, you people do such mistakes in the exam. Okay, and it's a very disappointing moment for the teachers also. That to ICSE students doing such mistakes. So 60 kg reduced by 15 means from 60 you have to subtract 15. All right. Here from 60 degrees, the angle of elevation is becoming what? 30 degrees. So this is the figure. So let me label this point as C, this point as D. Then let me take AC as X. Okay. What they were asking us to find the height of the tree. So this is what you have to find, children. DC. DC is what you have to find. Let me name it as Y. Let me name it as Y. Huh? What? You want to take it as H? Wow, nice innovation. Okay, fine. Height of the tree, H. Okay. Let's separate the original figure into two separate figures. Everyone, start doing it. I have told you in the previous class also, when I ask you questions, you have to give me answers with attitude. Yeah. I don't want to see any kind of fear on your face. I'm asking you something, answer me. Without any fear. That's how you should be prepared in the subject. First figure, second figure. Afnan, are you noting down everything? Both the figures have been labeled, online students? Yeah. So this angle is what? 30. Now, children, can I write BC as x plus 20? I can write, no? The whole of BC is what? The portion AC, which is assumed to be x, and the portion AB, which is 20. So how much is CB? It is x plus 20. All right. Anuki, you tell me which function you want to use. Tan function? All right. So tan 60 is equal to, tell me, what is it? Anuki, from this figure. DC by CA, how much? H upon X. Tan 60 is what?
Tan 60 is no.
Tan 60 is root 3. Very good. So you get root 3 is equal to what? H upon X. Right? This is my first equation. Children, whenever we need, we will use that first equation. As of now, let us frame the second equation by using the second triangle. This one. All right. Jared? Jared. Next step. Parada. Your name is Jared, no? Tell me, Jared. Tan of what? Second figure. Tan of? Tan of 30 is equal to what? Opposite, which is H, and adjacent, which is X plus 20. All right. Joshua, tan 30? One by root 3. Online students, you all did this? Purva, Maria, everyone? Okay, so 1 by root 3 is equal to H upon X plus 20. All right, this is equation number 2. Okay. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it now. We'll do it now. Okay, we have got two equations, children. Now we had to get the value of H. Isn't it, Milan? Look here. We had to get the value of H. So I think we don't need this variable X, isn't it? Can we replace the value of X in terms of H? If you ask me, the answer is what? Yes, we can do it. How, children? This way. You know root 3 is equal to what? H upon X. So x will be what? H upon root 3, isn't it? Take the value of x in terms of h. Or in other language, express the value of x in terms of h. And then substitute the value of x as h upon root 3, where children? In equation number 2. Okay. So equation number 2 is 1 upon root 3 is equal to h upon x plus 20. How much is x? H upon root 3. Children, first what I will do? I will cross multiply both the sides. So x plus 20 into 1 is what? X plus 20. Then root 3 into h is what? Root 3h. Let's replace this value of x in terms of h. What is x? H upon root 3 plus 20 is equal to root 3h. Right? Very good. Online students, many of them have solved it. Online students, those who have completed your work, I mean this sum, I'm going to give you the next sum. Offline students have to solve this in front of me and show. Okay? Children? No, now you have to do it on your own. Online students, start doing this sum. Somewhat similar. I think only the values are differing.
Sir, can you go to last slide?
No. What do you want to copy?
Sir, I wanted to see that.
Copy it.
Yes, sir.
Copy it. Now solve it on your own. Those who need help in the third one, find the height of a building when it is found that on walking towards it 40 meters in a horizontal line through its base. I told you, horizontal line through its base means you are walking on the ground. Okay. The angular elevation of its top changes from 30 to 45 degrees. Again, the same phrase has come, children, from 30 to 45 degrees. That means there was somebody who was looking at the top, and at that time, the angle of elevation was 30. When you moved closer towards the object, I repeat, when you are moving closer to the object, the angle of elevation increases. When you're moving away from the object, the angle of elevation decreases. Right? So here, children, this is the building. Okay? Jeevan, can't you see that I'm explaining something? AB is the building, right? There was somebody standing at point C, and at that time, the angle of elevation was how much? 30 degrees. Okay. At that time, the angle of elevation was 30 degrees. Now, from this point C, the person started walking towards the building. See this word, children. The person started walking towards the building. That means he is getting closer and closer to the building. That means the angle of elevation will increase, isn't it? Now, let me assume that the person has reached point D. Initially, he was at point C, where the angle of elevation was 30 degrees. Then he moved closer to the building. He reached point D, and hence the angle of elevation is how much? The angle of elevation is 45 degrees. By how many meters did he move, children? 40 meters, isn't it? That means from C to D, he has moved a distance of 40 meters. When I explain these kind of sums, it's very easy for you. But when you sit and draw the figure, things will go here and there, isn't it? That's why I'm telling you, children, go home and redo it. Whichever sums you found complicated. Okay? Miller, you know everything. So you don't need my explanations at times. Then listen to me. Yeah. Now, children, they are asking you to find what? The height of the building. So I will assume height of the building as what? H. Okay. And then if you want, you can assume the value of BD as what? X. In the same way as you did the previous sum. Consider both the small and the big right angle triangles and then create the two equations. So this is the first triangle, okay, the smaller one. This is A, this is B, and this is D. Okay, angle B, this is how much? 45 degree. AB is the height, and BD is assumed as X. So which function? Tan function? Tan function, all right. So tan with reference to 45 degrees is equal to opposite upon adjacent. Tan 45 is equal to how much, Nabil? Tan 45 is equal to, tan 45 is how much? 1 is equal to h upon x. If you cross multiply x to the left hand side, you get x is equal to what? H. Equation number 1. Just keep it ready, children. Now, when the right time comes, we will utilize it. Then let's draw the second figure. Triangle ABC. Angle B is how much? 90 degrees. Then angle C is how much? 30 degrees. Then AB is what? The height of the building. BC is how much, children? X plus 40. Hello? How much is BC? X plus 40? Yeah. BC is X plus 40. Okay. Again, tan function. So tan with reference to 30 degrees will give you opposite, which is H, and adjacent, which is X plus 40. How much is tan 30? 1 by root 3 is equal to H upon X plus 40. Now, children, if you cross multiply these two sides, you will get X plus 40 is equal to root 3H, right? This is the second equation. Please do label it, children. Please label it as equation number 2 and equation number 1. Make it easy for your examiners to give you marks. Okay? Albina, Maria, nobody's camera is on. You can see only Purva here. Gopika, Sachin, Anika, are you guys there in the class? Yeah. The next step. Do this and get me the answer. Make it fast. I will not do from this point onwards. Okay. And the other students who have already completed the third sum, I need an answer from them for the fourth sum. Do it fast. Offline students, please be ready with the answer for the third question. I'm coming to your place.